Now for the students who are not able to be here today. So here's our virtual class expectations we view at the beginning of each class. You all do a really good job with those already, so I'm not worried. So I will move on to our icebreaker question today, which is, if you could be any flavor of ice cream, what would it be and why? And then type in the chat. So I gave some different examples here of like ice cream places that I love. I travel a lot, so I put this place in Delaware that has like the best ice cream. It's called Hopkins Farm Creamery, and they have a blueberry and peach flavor, so they call it Delaware Stone Fruit. It is so amazing. Sweet Cow and Little Man are when I travel to Denver. And then here in Minnesota, we have this place called Treats, and they do ice cream and they blend it with cereal flavors. It's so good. So it's in St. Paul and Grand Avenue. If you ever want to try it out, I highly recommend it. So yeah, in the chat, just write what your favorite ice cream flavor is and why. Also, before, could you hear Lacey drinking her water? No, you couldn't. Okay, good. She just chooses her moments wisely, you know. She'll start squeaking a toy or start drinking water, or do whatever it is to grab attention. Salted caramel, no particular reason. That's okay too. Salted caramel is really good in the fall, I feel like. Oops, I didn't mean to do that there. Um, Vanilla because it goes with everything. I'm a really big vanilla based person too. So like I don't really like chocolate too much, but I'll do like a sundae with like hot fudge if it's like vanilla based ice cream. It's really good with sprinkles. I would be strawberry because growing up I've always loved eating strawberries. I really like strawberry too. That's one of my favorite berry flavors. Chocolate with Oreos because it tastes the best. I do like Oreo ice cream, but it has to be like cookies and cream, so like a vanilla based. Vanilla because it's simple, cookie dough, and not really a reason. Cookie dough is really good too. Or like even half baked from Ben and Jerry's is really good too. Vanilla because it works with everything, especially with root beer. Awesome. Well, I like the variety of choices we had there. That's awesome. So I will move on. Thank you for contributing today to our icebreaker question, to our agenda. So for today, we just did our icebreaker question. Then we're going to be looking at our assignments for world history, seeing if anybody has any questions. And then after that, we will be playing a Kahoot to help prepare you for the test next week. And then at the end, you will ask any questions you have for me. And that's kind of it for today. So it shouldn't be too long. We'll probably be done in about like 15 minutes or so. If you're ready to move on, just give me a thumbs up. Or if you have a question, a thumbs down or write in the chat. Or you can raise your hand too. Yes, Tess, do you have a question or was that just an accidental hand raise? No worries. It happens quite a bit. I would say at least once a class connect, I get the accidental hand raise because I know some of them are like motion censored. So then you're like raising your hand accidentally and totally get it. Okay, awesome. So this week we have three different assignments. So one is a continuation of last week of the reading guide. So our first assignment here for the week is our lesson 1.03. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be filling out a graphic organizer about all the different early civilizations that you've been reading about. So you're going to be using a presentation on it and not our textbook on it. And then you're going to complete the graphic organizer as you read. So I'll just pull that up here really quick for you. So in our week 3 folder here, and then I have the link to the slides themselves, but they're also within the assignment too. So I embedded them within the assignment so you don't have to click on the slides outside of the assignment if you don't want to. Okay, so there are the slides for that. I'm going to pause right now and see, has anybody started working on the assignment or have any questions about it yet? And then you can type in the chat and I will give you a little bit to write your response out. I haven't started it yet. No worries. I submitted this morning, I think. Yes, you did. I saw a submission come through, so I think that was yours. Haven't started it yet. Okay, so for those of you who haven't started it yet, I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but do you have any questions about it before we move on? So for each slide, you just go through and start, for example, with Egypt, and then fill out each of these categories and then do it for each civilization. It's just a way for you to have all that information in a in a condensed location so that you can reference it if you would like to for the test and whatnot. Yes, it should be in your own words. It's the best way for you to learn the information. So you're not just quickly copying and pasting it. But I would actually take your time on it and do it really well because you can use this for the test. Does that answer your question, Kaylin? Um, oh, perfect. I see a yes now. Awesome. So I will move on to our next one here. The reading guide is the same one we've been working on last week. So I just kept the same, pretty much the same information from last week. So it's the Unit 1 reading guide we're working on, and it is due in about a little over a week right now. So we start each unit with the reading guide, and then you fill it out as you progress through reading your world history textbook. Another feature too, if you have not used it in our world history textbook, is there is an audiobook option, so you can have it read to you. If you want more information on how to do that, or if you haven't seen that yet, you let me know and I will point that out for you. So this week you're working on chapter 2, lesson 5, all the way through chapter 3, lesson 2. And then as a quick little reminder, it is in our week number 2 folder and not week number 3. So it'll say right here, like which lessons we're working on for the week. And then for the reading guide, it's always the first week in which we're working on it and where it's located in our weekly folders. So say we're working on it week 2, week 3, and part of week 4, you'll see lesson 1.0 in each of them, but it'll only be located in the week number 2 folder. So you'll always go back to the first week we were working on it. Are there any questions about the reading guide? Otherwise, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to move on to our last assignment for the week. Okay, sweet. It looks like we are ready to move on for the last assignment. Okay, so this is the other assignment that's due this week. You are working on a Padlet. So you are reading an article about the Code of Hammurabi. And then when you're responding to your Padlet, make sure you put both your first name and your last name in it so you receive credit for doing it. Because if you leave it anonymous, I'm not going to know who to assign the points to. The questions that you're going to be answering after reading the article are what would you have included in your code of law and would it be similar or different from Hammurabi's? So that's that assignment. Are there any questions about that while I pull up the Kahoot? Otherwise, just give me a thumbs up that we are ready to move on to the Kahoot. Sweet. I will pull up the Kahoot here. And then I'm going to stop the recording here so those who weren't able to attend can play it on their own. Because with Kahoot, you have the option to like assign and then play later. So for this class, all we're going to be doing is doing the Kahoot as a review to get ready for the test soon. And then we will also do a Google form. And that is it for today. So I'll put the game pin in the chat and then I will end the recording.